Hey guys, Glowworm here, and first I'd like to point out what makes this build possible, which is the Sprint Eternal Affix, stacked twice. You'll see immunity pop-ups, like right there for example. You'll see immune to slow, chill, and knockbacks, just like the affix says. Each affix is 25%, and like I said, I'm running 2 pieces of gear with it, so that's why my sprint showed 50% immunity. It works well enough and often enough to be fine without using the demoralized CC immunity head essence. With that said, all essences, gems, and sets will be shown after each match. Also note, these are not full matches. That would make for quite a long video. I know it's easy to cherry pick what makes me or the build look good and only show that stuff to you guys, but I'd just like to tell you that that's definitely not the case. I played 3 more matches since these, and the performance was not a fluke like I had a feeling was a possibility at first, because I did just as well in those other matches, got MVPs, did really well all around, so the build's performance was not a fluke like I thought could be a possibility at first, but I've been having fun with it, and it's been doing well very consistently. When the build is being shown at the end of the match, I'll talk about some of the choices with essences and things like that. As I work on the issue to fix recording in-game sound decently and at a good quality, there will be some low-key music beat in the background since I can't talk the entire time. So quickly here, some of the essences that are kind of key to this whole thing, which is the second breath helm to make sprint longer, for longer immunity with the eternal affixes that are on. Of course, Shackled Fate for Chained Spear, Hell's Legacy to go with sprint, the Buried Talon to go with the Chained Spear, the Rage Caller main hand for the Hammer of the Ancients Clattersteel combo is very important and I'd say key to the whole build. And then the Steel Lamprey offhand is a little unconventional, but the healing does add up, and it does enough to add to my survivability since I'm not using Roar of Persuasion. I'd like to draw attention to the top right up there on the stairs where you see my hammer coming down, and again right here as I'm running away. You see how far they lag behind. Between the sprint Hellfire and those hammers dropping behind you, moving around and running past people, or when they get pulled to you as you're running by them, they get thrown into that path, and now they're being slowed by 2 abilities, which is the Chain Spear slows on its own, and the Hammer of the Ancients slow. It's that synergy, the way it's kind of behind you, so you're leaving hammers behind you that slow, fire behind you that can proc things. like roiling crits and Viper's Bite and all kinds of things like that. Actually, I'm not sure about Viper's Bite, but I know that it can proc things and it helps. So pretty much it's all about having sprint up as much as possible, so I thought, how else can we make use of sprint? So that's where the Hellfire came in, to make the path behind me more dangerous. And the spear pulls people into that path, because if you're running, and you see this a lot in PvE when you use the spears, sometimes when it pulls them, they'll already be behind you because you kept running during the pull, if you know my meaning. So the fact that the hammer's lag behind you, it actually turns out to be good synergy with sprint and shackled fate. I know it's a little cheesy here when you're kind of camping the stairs, but I swear it's done very well in much closer matches. Even matches that we lost, it's still done very well. Another good thing about the hammers is the same good thing about chain spears, that it's passive, so it's happening even when you can't really do something, because once in a while you will get some CC happening, but that's dropping constantly, just like your spears are stabbing constantly. This third match was a crazy Smurf round. If you're not familiar with the term, it's when people try to shave their stats down, their secondary stats, so they and their resonance level. So they put in lower gems, both normal and legendary, lower ranks of things. I've even seen some people, I believe, was it this match? I'm not sure, but they didn't even have like two of their set pieces. They just didn't even have like their gloves equipped in something else. But that's what's going on here, and it worked out well, because even though people are smurfing, these are still better players usually, and they still keep just enough power to be substantially stronger than your average person would be in these matchups. So they're trying to get matched up with people that they can kill easier. The part that I recorded of this match here is pretty much me versus 1 to 2 to 3 people on the right side, and I just pushed that right idol pretty much by myself the whole time. I was just kind of practicing with some things here, because I think this is the first time that I actually used the meta exactly like this. The new Demoralize, not having Leap or Sprint. I was more partial to Leap in PvP for a while. And also like seeing how the chains can be used in PvP and working around that. So that's what I was doing on the right side the whole time. Was kind of trying to just outplay and harass the people that were coming to get me while trying to keep pushing the idol. I'm not going to go into too much depth here. I'm just going to show the essences for the meta build. The sets you can disregard, still 4-piece mount banks and Vithus. The offhand for Demoralize can be changed to Oben's Finger for Chain Spear, and the shoulders can be anything else you want. And yes, I do believe I went into that last match with the sets that you see there. So that's why I didn't do as good as I probably could have, but I learned some. If you guys got any questions, comment, like if you learned anything, and subscribe if you'll be back. See you in the next one.